It was on this day in 1956 when thousands of women marched to the Union buildings demanding an end to past laws. But questions remain about the continued injustices and inequalities women still face in South Africa. Government officials are leading commemoration events in different parts of the country. And this year's theme is accelerating socio-economic opportunities for women's empowerment, which is in line with the concept of generation equality, a global campaign to achieve gender equality by 2030. We touch base with Newzroom Africa's reporters Modise, who's in KwaZulu-Natal, as well as Katleho, Sekhotho in Gauteng. Katleho, good afternoon to you. Let's start with you. And you can give us a sense of what you're seeing and hearing where you are.
A very good afternoon, Dudu. Indeed, it's an air of excitement here as President Cyril Ramaphosa has just walked into the tent here at the South Lawns near the Union buildings. And it's really a lot of commotion here, people excited about the program ahead. We are set to hear from the President in a short while. And this as government marks Women's Day, the nation really marks Women's Day. And as you rightly put it in the beginning there, this day is about commemorating the women who marched in 1956 on this very day. 20,000 women marching to the Union buildings and demanding an end to the past laws. Now, the whole program of the day has been structured by the Women, Youth and Persons with Disability Department, as well as the Sports, Arts and Culture Department. So this was a joint effort between the two. But earlier on, Dudu, we spoke to the Deputy Minister of the Arts and Culture Department, and just take a listen to what she had to say about the gains made since 1994 and some of the challenges which still exist.
So part of the core responsibilities that we have as a department is to make sure that the policies that we put in place, remember we are a province, we have the power to legislate at the provincial level. So working together with the Premier, actually it was one of the things that he spoke to in the State of the Province address, that as we legislate, we must make sure that all the legislation that we have, including the APPs, they are gender sensitive and they are pro-women. So we have a responsibility on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis rather, to report on what it is that we are doing to support women in business, to support women in education, to support women across the board. Yes. So it's a reportable responsibility. So we report on that. I'm not going to talk to all of them here. I think there are about 10. But what is also important to talk to is that we also have a responsibility to challenge stereotypes. As it is right now, part of what we do as a department, we must report on how we support the LGBTQIA+ community. And we cannot be seen to be discriminating against them. We treat them equally like everybody else.
So yes, indeed, the Deputy Minister there outlining that, yes, some gains have been made since 1994, but still a lot of work to do still, especially as it relates to gender-based violence. But essentially, take a listen to what she says here, where she says, really, women's rights are human rights.
This department, yes, it supports arts, culture and recreation, but I want to focus on heritage as well. So this, we have about 7 or 8 commemorative days that we look at, and we must make sure that, we sensitize people around those issues, and we make sure that the young people that come along do not forget where we have been. As we celebrate what women did on that day, but there's an element of education in it as well. So that if young people take the baton and move with it, it must be within context. It must not lose its real meaning. So we have, as a department, the contents of the memorandum that was delivered to Stradom at that time. And it forms part of the core responsibilities that we have as a department, and I spoke to some of them.
Katleho, Sekhotho at the Union buildings, thank you very much for that update as we wait for that program to continue with the President already at the venue. Let's touch base with Nobuhle Modise, who is in KwaZulu-Natal for us. Nobuhle, tell us how the day is being commemorated in that province.
When it comes to you to be people on the ground around whether they feel that, efforts to ensure that women are safe as they walk in the streets of any part of the country, whether we'll ever reach a goal where we are one day confident enough to walk in the streets after dark. Many of the women are saying, yes, a lot has been done, but there's still a lot more room for things to improve, not just when it comes to GBV stats, not just when it comes to the scourge of the rate at which women are being killed, but also just socio-economically. A lot of people are agreeing here on the ground that a lot still needs to be done, but also, just a lot of positive sentiments from some of the people that I've spoken to. I spoke to Umama Waitomi earlier, who was just speaking to the fact that as much as there's a lot of work that needs to be done, she loves celebrating this day. She loves celebrating this month. She loves looking back, and she loves, just looking at the progress that has been made thus far. I'm just trying to speak as loud as I can to do. Excuse me. The program is about to begin. Earlier we were expecting the Premier Nobuhle to speak at around 10:30, but she only just arrived at the stadium, and she will be giving her address quite soon. But like I said, when I spoke to people on the ground, a lot of them are just positive and confident that even though there's still a long way to go, we've made a lot of strides. If you speak about areas like Inanda, Kwamashu, Ntuzuma, those are the areas where, when you look at stats, police criminal stats that have been released throughout the past months, you'll see that these are one of the areas where a lot of the crime, especially against women, take place, and the women here have come out in their numbers so that their voices can be heard, so that they can hear the messages that are being brought forward here. And the theme today for the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government is accelerating socio-economic opportunities for women's empowerment, and that is what they will be speaking on. And like I'm saying, a lot of people have come and listen to the Premier and other dignitaries here as they commemorate the day. And like I said, all of them excited. The atmosphere here is quite electric. We can see behind me. I'm going to move out of shot so my colleagues Bongiseni can just show you, just how people have come out in their numbers to come and celebrate this day, and also to listen to the message that is going to be given by the provincial government. At the moment, we have Bani Frazier on the stage, who is emceeing, and she is the provincial education spokesperson. And I'm seeing that the program, a large part of the program, is being led by women in the province.
Okay, Nobuhle Modise at the Princess Makoko Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much.